surrounded by soldiers, glued to the screens. Hold back the invaders, their infernal machines. We fight to survive, running to stay alive. Our bodies aching and tired, but there's nowhere to hide. Our cover's been blown away. Space invaders, 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 space invaders. They're closing in on me. Dark forces cold and unseen. Oh, my hip pocket nerve is aching again. I must go back in and fight it out to the end. Space invaders, 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 space
My Atari! Turn off all the lights and bask in the glory of a 2-bit sprite. I stood in line when I was 9, bought burger time and left the world behind. And out my speakers, Hubert speaks. Won't offend my peepers cause his words are bleak. My Atari's on a stand with an uneven height, so I use my Xbox just to prop it up right. My Atari still works after all these years, from when it first appeared on sale at Sirius. We'll be together forever. I named it Heather and I'll never get sick of pushing the reset lever. My Atari! My Atari! Yo, what's up?
My Atari! Driving down the street at night, now I'm bumping and jumping to a staggering height. It always brightens up
My day,
and just last
Friday,
I found myself trying to kill a frog on the highway.
highway.
You can't go
Wrong.
with games like
Pong.
when on pitfall, a snake
Bit me
in the
Pong.
and I slide left and right. I'm putting up a fight with shields dwindling and space invaders in my sight. And now I'm just sitting here catching some bombs.
I can play while on the toilet cause my phone is the ROMs. My Atari! My Atari! Now, me and my Atari play the illest games. I like to duck and jump over dragon flames. We slay all dragons, red, yellow, and green. And the bat carries corpses from screen to screen. Out of space and underground when I play my game. I shoot everything, it all looks the same. I'm set on expert every game I play. Even Strawberry Shortcake has me playing all day. My Atari!
My Atari.
My Atari!
Now the games that I possess have quite a range. Myself, I've got 400 games.
Alrighty then, enough of that, guys. I was playing the music while I was getting set up. Good to see you, Tim, Pierre. Glad you guys can make it. Me All-Star. Glad you could be in here, Me All-Star. How is the volume? Because I'm having awful tech problems. Let me turn 7800 game sound way down. And we will discuss the audio problems, the game we're going to be playing, and whatever else comes to mind as we try to conquer Commando for the Atari 7800 right here on Manverse 7800. So I streamed, volume is good, okay. I streamed Zaku midweek stream, and even when I had people about halfway through say they could not hear me. And the problem is that this microphone has its own volume adjusting knob. So I turned the volume up from the microphone and on the computer, and it was still, like, I had to yell really loud to get the audio to function properly. So I'm getting a new microphone for the channel with this month's Patreon payment. Thank you so much to the Patreons. With the help of you guys, we're able to replace equipment when it goes down. This will be the third microphone. It was really loud. I had to keep it really low on the microphone side in order to prevent what would be considered screaming. And now it seems to be having the opposite issue, which is really strange. But enough about that. Nobody's here for tech talk. What they are here for is to hear about how I fell in my driveway just a little bit ago. I got a little scratch on my wrist and on my knee and stuff. Every morning I have a tire that goes low on the truck, so every morning I fill it up with a fair amount of air from a little portable compressor I have. And I was doing so, just that way after the stream, if I have to do any running or whatever, I can. And my son is doing his last day of driving school today. So the driver came in the driveway to pick him up, said goodbye to him. I was walking the compressor up the driveway, and then I fell and just ate dirt right in front of the driver and my son and everybody. Landed, almost did the splits, scratched up my knee, a little boo-boo on my wrist, but I'll make the wife kiss it later, and hopefully it'll make it feel better, because it's a owie, it hurts. But that's what happens when you're old, I guess. Enough of that, though, because we are going to be playing Commando for the Atari 7800. Now, for those that don't know, Commando is one of 2 games with enhanced audio, and that's why it has music that sounds, dare I say, bearable, along with sound effects. It is a fun game. It's sort of like Ikari Warriors, if you've ever played that one. Thank you, Me All Stars. I appreciate that. But it is, at the same time, a little different. I prefer Ikari Warriors to Commando on the 7800. That's just my own personal preference, but we'll see. Okay, so now we're starting now. I'm trying to make sure that the frame rate is good. I've kind of worked on these settings. I am not playing... Yeah, Obsidian, happy Saturday to you, my good friend. So I'm playing from a game drive, 7800 game drive. We did a video on it recently. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go back and watch it. Also, I plan on, to just the people popping into the stream, giving away... Did the audio just cut out? Oh, weird. Just to the people in the stream, I plan on giving away a copy of Winter Games, brand new and factory sealed for the Atari 7800. Now, if you're interested in winning the copy or being involved in the giveaway, just leave a comment. If you've already commented, you're entered. And I will give away the copy to one of you guys. Just sort of a thank you to everybody that watches the streams, supports the channel. I didn't want to announce it ahead of time because then you get a ton of people in who wouldn't normally watch the stream, and I guess that's the purpose of giveaways. But I want to give away this cartridge to people who actually support the channel. You know, I hate when you do a giveaway and some random guy you've never... Oh man, I should have done the POW thing. I hate it when you go to do a giveaway and some random guy who has never been on the channel before wins and takes the prize. So this way I can get it into the hands of the people who wanted to be here anyway, and I greatly appreciate your support. Oop. I'm in for the giveaway. Yep, absolutely, Pierre. The only thing, just if you've left a comment at all, you are in. But if you'd rather not be in it, just say, hey, you know, I want to take myself out of the drawing or whatever. There is no alternative prize. It's going to be the Winter Games for the Atari 7800, brand new and factory sealed. Yeah, no, just in the stream, I guess, leave a comment, because we're going to give it away before we... I'm trying to explain this, and I'm dying a ton. we're going to give it away live on the stream here. So if you leave a comment in the chat, that's what it is. If you're in the chat and you're talking, just you're entered. You know, I'm gonna do the old trusty wheel of giveaways. So we're gonna start over again because I want to show the POW camp anyway. But yeah, we'll spin the wheel for you guys, for you people that are here. And again, no alternative prizes will be given. I know I've had people before ask for cash equivalents and stuff. No, you get winter games. I'll ship it to you. I don't care the cost. If I have to pay international fees or whatever, I will do that. If you don't want it, then say so, and I'll pass it along to the next person. If you don't want it, say no, or say you want to double it and give it to the next person. Isn't that the thing they all do? So yeah, like Pierre, Obsidian, Tim, DF, me All Stars. You guys are all entered for a chance to win a brand new factory sealed copy. I have it right next to me here. Prime 1. Quick question: are you playing this on OG hardware, 7800 plus? FPGA or an emulator? I can never get the music to work on either FPGA or emulator. This is on a Atari. I was gonna say stock. I guess technically it's a modded Atari 7800, but it's being played through the game drive. What are they called? Flash cart. So that way I would normally play through the 2600 plus, but I get a lot of screen tearing because of the capture card I have there is less than what do you want to say? It's like it's just a bad capture card, so it introduces a lot of screen tearing. So instead I decided to play through the game drive using the Sega Genesis. It has an out for, what is that, Sega Genesis Model 1 cable, and that way I could still have kind of better looking graphics. But yeah, the audio works fine on the game drive. It works fine on the 2600 plus. I know I've captured footage off of that for the channel with this game. Emulation might have something to do with the POKEY audio. Because again, this is one of two games that has POKEY audio. It's this and Ball Blazer. So maybe the emulators don't support the POKEY audio chip, but I don't know why, because POKEY is kind of, it's well known, I guess, or it's like the only other chip that audio chip that was used back in the 7800's retail life. Of course, today we have the Yamaha and BUP system, whatever Tail Chow used. Yeah, Prime 1. So that's that. If you have real hardware, I highly recommend the 7800 game drive. I actually did a video to promote more on the channel. I have a video reviewing the game drives from last Sunday. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the 7800 game drive, you can watch that video. You know, I think I talked just a teeny bit more about the capabilities, and overall the whole entire retail library worked for me no problem with the 7800 game drive. So, and usually I find Commando to be a pretty easy game to cycle the screen on. I don't usually have the problems that I've been having today. I think that's just more due to me not paying attention and trying to talk. But overall, I find this game very yeah, I guess I'd say it's very easy. Cycling the screen, doing two full tours of duty. He said duty. I think is very doable on standard difficulty here. Now, of course, the secret, you can rack up lives and stuff before hand. My goodness, I'm gonna have to pay more attention to this because I'm doing god awful. But as other people have stated, you can rack up lives before you get to these harder parts and whatnot. And even without doing that, it's still very doable. There are some pickups. You want to get the knife pickup. I find that one to be the most important, but the machine gun pickup is also fairly important. And I think by saving the POWs, I skipped the knife. Or maybe I just died. The nice thing about the knife is it basically makes it to where instead of the enemies killing you when you touch them, you kill them as long as you're the one that kind of accelerates into them, if that makes sense. But yeah, so how's everybody doing in the Atariverse this weekend, this lovely Saturday morning? It's sunny in the Atariverse, it's hot. I was out with the dogs earlier today. My youngest dog, my youngest pup, he's an Australian herding dog. He destroyed my garden hose in the backyard. So that was fun. I have to get a new hose now. So much for watering the garden this weekend. He's a chewer. He's a dog that likes to, chew, and it's hard to find toys for him that will last. I mean, that's the biggest thing I found with him is he destroys every toy that you give him, even the ones for tough chewers. He'll destroy that toy in a day. I mean, I've never seen a toy last him longer than like 2 or 3 days. Jolt has not played Commando yet. Really, Jolt? Very interesting. Yeah, you gotta get on that, bro. No, Derek Dash, glad to see you in here again. If you're leaving, if you're talking in the chat discussing the game, you are automatically entered to win a copy of Winter Games, brand new and sealed, just so you guys know. So we'll be doing the giveaway at the end of the video. We'll do it at the end, that way people can pop in and have a chance. I will bring it up over and over again, just so that people who are popping in midstream kind of know what's going on. But yeah, all you gotta do is leave just talk in the chat, and you are automatically entered for a chance to win a brand new factory sealed copy of Winter Games. That is the only prize, and it's just a thank you to people who legitimately come to watch the stream. It's not an announced giveaway or anything like that. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to the guys that come week in and week out. If, like, for instance, you win and you don't want it, there is no other prizes. I'm not giving away cash equivalents or anything like that. So make sure if you're not interested, just say, hey, I don't want to be in the giveaway, and I won't include you in the giveaway. But yeah, Derek Dash, I just got Alien Abduction in the mail yesterday. What do you think of old Alien Abduction there, Derek? Me personally, I love that game. I think it's an incredible Atari 2600 game. Not so much, I don't think it's like graphically groundbreaking or jaw-dropping, but I've just found it to be so incredibly fun. I mean, that's all there really was it was a fun game. It was a game that I couldn't break myself away from when I was collecting footage for the review. Where is this POW? Yeah, I thought it was over there. So we'll go in for the POW camp on this screen, level, whatever you want to call it. Each level has its own POW camp. You don't have to save the POWs. It's kind of just a little secret bonus thing. I think there's a boulder that's going to go through. No, it's a spider. That's right. So yeah, it's just like a... I don't know, like a bonus level, I would call it. Like, I did not know about the POW camps for quite some time when I first started playing. So, I suppose it's a secret, And you do have different enemies down here, stuff that you normally don't see in the above ground areas. Just a nice little addition to Commando, I think. And again, it adds some more longevity to the game, because now, now that you know about POW camps, you want to keep playing to find them all, figure out where they're located. I think it's a smart way to enhance the 7800 game. I know they were obviously available in the other ports of the game as well. And here we are. We're now taking a nice, well-deserved drink of our flask. Got your new print of Ninja Golf. I want to look at the chat, but when I do, I want to talk with you guys. As soon as I look over, I die like I just did. So maybe I'll engage with the chat after our next game over. Or if we can cycle the levels and consider this a victory. Because after all, this is man competing against the 7800 for supremacy, and I just walked into that bullet for no particular reason. But yeah, that was the whole idea of Man vs 7800, was to compete against the console to see if we can be victorious. I think the POW camp in this level is somewhere kind of weird. Trying to remember, but I think you gotta bomb the side of one of these houses, and I think I already passed it, because all the rest of them to this point were under these bridges. I think it was here. No, I think I'm wrong. I want to say it was on the left, I think. And you got this guy throwing sticks of dynamite. Oh, we do have the knife. I could have just walked into that guy. I didn't realize it. Again, Commando on the Atari 7800. It's a tough game, but it's fair, in my opinion. On this difficulty, after a while, because you can see how I can walk like in between the bullets. After a while, you can't really do that anymore. It gets faster and faster and faster and faster. One of the best games of the Atari 7800, my favorite is Ikari Warriors, certainly. Yeah, I agree 100%. This is a great game, but I also prefer Ikari. I call it Ikari. People get mad at my pronunciation. It is what it is. Back in the day, we didn't know what these games were, how to pronounce these games, We just did our best. We called them whatever made sense to our little hearts at the time. So I believe a tour of duty is how many levels? I can't even remember now. It'll tell us, I think, when you complete your first tour. And you got the nice interludes. The interludes are fun too, where you got the guy takes a drink of his flask, he eats from his food, his MRE. They shave and stuff. I think one time they have a girl with them. That's probably at the end. Or no, maybe I'm just imagining that part. Holding their gun, enjoying a cigarette. Stuff you wouldn't see in today's games. Because they can't smoke anymore. Solid Snake. No, Solid Snake probably still smokes. I don't know. I haven't played the game. I know you can take out those towers. I don't know if I ever knew where the POW camp was in this one. Really, best way to find them would be just to grenade everything. I think it was that tower, though. I think that's where the POW camp was. And if I remember right here, you gotta set this castle building on fire to kind of move on. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, no, and I lost my good gun. Just a reminder, guys, we are doing a giveaway for this episode. All you have to do is say something, anything in the chat, and you will be entered for a chance to win a brand new and factory sealed copy of Winter Games for the Atari 7800. Again, there is no alternative prizes. You cannot get a cash equivalent. I will ship to anywhere. Even if the shipping fees are crazy, I will ingest the fees. If you decide you don't want to be a part of the drawing and you'd rather take yourself out of it, then just say so. But if you've talked in the chat, you are entered. And I will respond to comments and stuff in a little bit here. I when I was reading the chat, I was dying constantly, and I'm doing much better now that I'm ignoring the chat. Oh goodness, yeah, I was kind of just wedged between a rock and a hard bullet there. But yeah, I really enjoy Commando. I'm just shocked at the prices for all this stuff. So Commando has really seemed to have shot. I mean, I guess it was never like one of the cheaper games, at least not in like the recent eBay era. But it's like people are trying to get as much as like $145 for it now. And in the box, I don't know. Honestly, cartridge only doesn't seem to be that much cheaper than like in the box or complete in box or even sealed. When at least when it comes to 7800 stuff, that's why I prefer just to get the sealed stuff, or not the sealed even. I mean, I did get a lot of sealed stuff, but to get the complete in box stuff, because if it's only like a few bucks more, I think the boxes for 7800 games look fantastic, if I'm honest. Like, I've always enjoyed the boxes, even like some of the more silly art, like in Scrapyard Dog and whatnot, with old Louie and Louie the junkyard guy and Scraps the dog and the cartoon bubble. It was all cool. It was really cool. So I'd rather just get the box if it was me. And just so you have the box, they look nice on display. There's some really cool ones. But yeah, absolutely shocked at like Commando, 100, creeping up on $150. I mean, there was a time when these games, like, stores were having a hard time, giving these things away at $2. And now the collector market is just so weird and finicky, because now, people are paying much, much more for 7800 stuff. Yeah, all like Tim just said, all 7800 games have skyrocketed in price. It's nuts. I have the Atari 7800 full set and PAL, but I have some NTSC games. I'm searching for a complete copy of Summer Games, but very hard to find. Yeah, absolutely. Are you looking, Thomas? Are you looking for an NTSC copy or a PAL copy? Because I know you said you have a full set in PAL, so you must be looking for an NTSC copy. Are you going for both a PAL and an NTSC complete library? Is that the idea? That's an interesting way of collecting if you are. I never thought of getting like both of the complete set for both regions. Of course, you got the rocket launcher guy here in this level. Once you get past him, there ain't much you can do. I like too how the bullets just like they travel a set distance and then they're like done. They're like, yep, okay. We've traveled as far as we can go. We're just gonna splat here. I guess it makes sense. Bullets don't go on forever. Eventually they lose speed and stuff, but it's still kind of weird just to see them sort of hit nothing. Human Blaze the Cat. How you doing, Human Blaze the Cat? Sandra Namath, nice to see ya. take a time to look at the chat. And just a reminder, we are giving away that factory sealed Winter Games, blah, blah, blah. God, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but just for people popping in, if you want to be entered for a giveaway to get Winter Games factory sealed for the Atari 7800, please make sure to just say something in the chat and you will be entered. We'll do the giveaway at the end there. So yeah, Human Blaze the Cat, nice to meet you. Summer Games is only an NTSC like Winter Games. Okay, yeah, I don't know much about the PAL and NTSC variants. I know that Sentinel is only PAL. Driller Joe, good to see ya. Hard to fill the shoes of the Commodore 64 version of Commando, right? Yeah, it's... And when you get comparing different versions, yeah. Let's see, Thomas, I have the... oh, yeah. You know what? Let me go... Let's do this right. Let me start at the bottom and just see what's worth responding to here. Of course, everything you guys say is worth responding to, but we'll pick and choose so we can get back to the gameplay. Yes, 7800 Game Drive, absolutely worth it. Alien Abduction, fantastic game. Got your new reprint of Ninja Golf from Atari a few days ago, as well as a copy of Mr. Run and Jump. Very nice, yeah. 2 excellent games. I'm sure you'll be happy with those. Mr. Run and Jump was pretty fun. I really liked that. I received an eBay purchase of Rayman for the Jag. Wow. Awesome. That's a big hitter on the Jaguar. I've not played this version either. Winter Games is a good title. Absolutely. I prefer Winter Games to Summer Games, in my opinion. Any relation to Bionic Commando? I don't think there is there? Yeah, Atari packaging is suspect far too often. Happy SummerSlam Day! It's SummerSlam already? My goodness, where does the time go? Controls throw me off. Up to go down, down to not drop down. Yeah, it can be hard. Did you register your game to submit high scores? I did not, but it looks like Jolt did, so very good. One of the best for the Atari 7800. Yep, I think I responded to that at one point. No one gets mad at your pronunciation. Yeah, nobody, right, DF? Yep. In Europe, these games arrived very late, 90 to 91. Yeah, it was right around there. I think these were like 89, I think. But they might have been 90. That's a good version of Commando, superior to the Amstrad one and surely less hard. Although the difficulty and that's playable for 2 players like Ikari, I tend to prefer Commando. It's so funny that somebody wanted a cash equivalent. Yeah, I mean, I got it, I get it, but we're not gonna do that all the time. I do try to accommodate for some people if they enter giveaways and stuff, but the prizes are the prizes. We're just leaving them where they are. Mr. Shua, glad you can make it in. Commando's a solid title. Absolutely, I agree. All right. Let's see if we can get this baby to flip as we go through 2 tours of duty and Commando here. Again, absolutely fantastic title for the 7800. I really enjoy the 7800 library, unironically. It's kind of... I always kind of find it weird when people say that, you know, the 7800 is bad or it's not a good library of games, because I personally would disagree. I think there are a lot of really good games on the 7800. Now, it does have its fair share of stinkers, and I think the biggest issue with Atari in the 80s in general is that they recycled games far too often. So getting a new console was less of an event when you were still getting the same games you got on the 2600 and the 5200 and you know, the 8-bit line of computers and stuff. When so many games were available in so many different places and from Atari themselves even, it kind of takes away from the excitement. I mean, and I guess there was less of this, you know, people didn't think like this so much back in those days, but you get a new console to play new games, you know, new exciting games, cutting edge stuff that your old console maybe couldn't do. And to that extent, you don't want to, keep playing Miss Pac-Man, Joust, Asteroids and stuff. I mean, these are all great games on 7800, mind you. Like, they are not bad games by any means, but I don't think anybody bought 7800 to play that stuff. And unfortunately, the other stuff came far too slow. So once they did, start adding different titles to the console and stuff that was mostly, I guess for lack of a better word, exclusive to the console. But it seemed like too little too late at that time, to be 100% honest. Games like Impossible Mission was a great ad in my opinion. I like to call this game Karateka, but Karateka, I guess, is what other people have said to call it, so I don't know. Stuff like that should have been much better. It was stuff that people really wanted to play. That's why there's so many copies of Karateka, Karateka, whatever you want to call it. I think because so many people were just hoping for a good action, fighting game on the 7800. So every time I see 7800 games in the wild at a retro gaming store or whatever, there's always like one copy of that game, and I'm sure it sold fantastic despite being a bad game because of what it was, because of the games that we wanted to play back then. It was a game that we wanted to be good for sure, and a lot of people purchased. Did the game... Where's this last enemy? Am I missing something? There he is. Alright. Yeah, that's the thing, Jake. It was excellent everywhere, too. Not everywhere, but everywhere else. It was the 7800 version that was just god-awful. It was just very poorly done. They missed the point of the game entirely. That's why I'm glad to have an XEGS on the console now, on the channel now, so I can play a good version of it and give my honest thoughts and a review on a version that I think is worth playing. So yeah, Jake, I agree. Commodore 64, most of the computer ports of that game were very well done, and it was sort of a precursor to some very popular games, so such as Prince of Persia and whatnot. So it would make sense that that it would be a fun, good game for the Commodore and any other computer it was on. But the 7800 version was not. That was not it, Chief. My goodness, I'm just doing awful. Driller Joe, at least we got Ninja Golf. Absolutely. But that's the thing, the 7800 needed Ninja Golf way before they got Ninja Golf. Like, if they had gotten that earlier in the console's life, I think, I don't think things would have been different per se, but it certainly could have been better. Because the perception, even back then, having a 7800 back then, if you invited a friend over to your house, everybody wanted to play Nintendo. Hey, you want to come over and play Nintendo? That stuff. And of course everybody did, because Nintendo was it. But even having a 7800, and again, I was the only kid I knew who had a 7800. If you asked somebody over to play Atari, even back then, the thought immediately went to the 2600. And, people are like, oh, I don't know, Atari's kind of old. And if you try to explain that, like, no, this is the new Atari. This is like Atari's NES, or Nintendo. It's like Atari's version of Nintendo. People just didn't really buy it because of the games, I guess. I'm using, of course, the OG Hugo 2-button gamepad. This thing is so solid. I love this controller. It's very similar in design to the retro Game Boy's gamepad. It looks like the Game Drive ROM is acting up all of a sudden. Oh well, will give us a chance to show off the Retro HQ game drive here for a minute. But yeah, this is very similar in design layout, obviously to the NES pad, but also to the Retro Game Boys pad. And it works so well, and I find it superior to the Retro Game Boys pad. I don't have the one nearby, but the reason is this cord is perfectly fine on every Retro Game Boys pad that I have. This part that connects to the controller is actually ripped out and exposed the wires, and I'm not hard on these things at all, so I'm not sure if it was missing a stress relief piece. And to Retro Game Boy's credit, I've heard that they've since rectified that issue. I guess it was a known issue. But yeah, it happened on every one of those controllers I had. So OG Hugo's I've had for quite a while now, and that has not happened. I can't recommend his stuff enough. The guy's awesome. He's done lots of cool stuff for the channel, and can do a lot of cool stuff for you guys as well. Can you fire up Planet Smashers next, huh? I don't... Usually on Man vs. 7800 we do one game. I don't know, maybe we can play a few minutes of Planet Smashers or something else. Especially, I guess we could do it just so you guys can see a little bit more of the game drive compatibility, maybe. Chaz, Atari had a gem right there back in the day. If they would have did what people are doing with homebrew, but again, maybe technology back wasn't around like game drive. Oh yeah, back then, game drive was unheard of. Rambo for 64 is awesome. For Commodore 64, my grandfather had a Commodore 64. He when early on in my life, they did a lot of traveling. That basically what they wanted to do. My grandfather and my grandmother, that is, and they went around seeing a lot of the country and stuff in an RV. Very nice RV, too. And so I just remember him pulling up in the RV, and there was a Commodore 64 in the RV that we got to play with, and we would program games to play out of magazines and stuff. He would have like a magazine, and he'd have a thing full of floppy disks, and he'd tell us, oh, I'm programming this game from this magazine for you guys to play and stuff. So that was the extent of my experience with Commodore back in its day. I just remember helping type in code from these magazines and whatnot so that we could play different computer games and stuff when my grandfather came in. And to be honest, we spent most of the time helping code and typing in the code and stuff out of these magazines or books for these games, and then we'd probably play them for all of like 10 minutes, and then that was it. The fun part was programming them. Retro says this version of Commando is better than the NES version. NES version plays faster, but the music here is better, and all the secret dungeons and prisons are fun to find. Absolutely they are. This is a very good version, I think, of Commando. Very much enjoy it. But yeah, I think Alien Brigade is an excellent game. Planet Smashers has some god-awful sound, but it's a very good version. I even like the NES ports, despite their sound. I like the Atari 7800 version of Donkey Kong Jr., Mario Brothers, obviously, and all that stuff. I am just off today for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I didn't finish my coffee yet. And just a reminder, again, if you've talked in the chat, discussed this stuff, we are giving away a copy, brand new, factory sealed copy of, look, I died. If you die right as the level ends, then it lets you just win. We are giving away a copy of Winter Games for the Atari 7800, brand new and factory sealed. Purchased just a few weeks ago from Video 61 Atari Sales. Awesome website. Even if you don't win, go check them out for all of your Atari 7800 collecting needs, because now the thing with the game drive too, if I hit reset, it resets Commando. So the only way I know of, and again, it might be different with the Mega 78 adapter. I've not explored everything. If you live in Antarctica, that's fine. We'll ship it. We will ship it. Mario Brothers is so good. I love playing with others back in the day. Yeah, Mario Brothers was excellent on the 7800 and in general. And we're not talking Super Mario Brothers. So this is the game drive for the Atari 7800. What I like too is the menu structure. You can kind of structure it in any way you want. So we got the folder for instance demos, basically just like proof of concept graphical stuff. We got folders for game hacks where, you know, not necessarily new games, but existing games that have been changed up in some way. Desert Falcon with high scores, cartridge support, you know, that sort of thing. Beyond that, then we also have the homebrew and retail stuff. So in the homebrew folder, we have like 1942, stuff like that. Things to remember with homebrew. Number one, always support homebrew developers. I too live in wow, lots of Antarcticans here for some reason. The thing to remember about homebrew is to always support the developers whenever you can. I do not recommend just downloading homebrew ROMs willy-nilly to get around paying them. Most of them do offer ROMs. I know Muddy Funster does and stuff like that. But they also have demos. So like the Popeye game in here is just a demo, and there's currently no full game ROM for like Popeye, for those wondering. And the great and powerful Robert DeCrescenzo also made all of his games available, not all of them, but majority of them, through ROMs for free, absolutely for free. I guess he assumed he made his money off of them, and he's happy. And if you head over to Atari Age, there's a thread where it basically is labeled like all my game ROMs for free. So I'm gonna live forever. It's sad. Anyone who played Commodore 64 as in the 80s, we are only looking at 20 or 30 years until we die. Yeah. I prefer to look at it as 20, 30 years before we get to die. So it's a glass half empty, half full thing. But I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all about the semantics of it. So let's see. Somebody wanted to see Planet Smashers. I guess they wanted to have their ears bleed a little bit before we conclude here and get into the giveaway. No, Planet Smashers is awesome. Absolutely love this game. Is there audio? Uh-oh. I might have... Okay, there we go. Let's say I might have knocked out the audio. I think there's something with my setup. I think I set the frame rate too high, and I don't think the audio can keep up with the games. But the audio is terrible. But for those that don't know, so basically in this game, I gotta turn that down. You're protecting the Earth. So at the bottom there's an Earth shield, and then anything that gets by you depletes the Earth shield. And if the Earth shield ever reaches 0, then the Earth will blow up and die ultimately. Your goal in the game is to collect these different colored orbs in order to get the warp code and then fight a boss and warp to the next level, ultimately to get to the mothership. You can upgrade your weapon quite a bit. That's the secret to getting far in this game. Number one is to just know the codes, so write them down as you figure them out. Would be ideal. Of course, now today with the internet, you can go to, I don't know, let's just say Atari7800forever.com, where every Atari game is reviewed. And there's about 20 years worth of news, secrets, and stuff that you can get to. And just get the codes there. But the idea would be that as you played, you would get further, write down the different codes, and then you would be able to make it further and further ultimately in the game. Your ship also has limited shields, so you can take only so many hits before it blows up. You also have a cloaking device. By hitting the other button, it makes it so the enemies won't shoot at you so much. No, game drive will not work on the 2600 Plus. Yes, that is a very important distinction. So, the 2600 Plus is a console that basically dumps ROMs, right? So it goes onto the cartridge that you've inserted, and it looks in a specific area, place. It expects to find basically a ROM or a file there of the game, and it dumps it into its own memory, and then therefore, you can play the game. The game drive works in a different way, and there's no actual game in the location that it's looking for. Therefore, the game fails to dump, and you cannot access the menu. So there is one flash cart that will work with the 2600 Plus, and that's something called a game drive, a Dragonfly. And with the Dragonfly, you can not a whole lot, Ramey. With the Dragonfly, you can then preload the games into memory, and then basically play them right off the flash cart. So, but yep, that is Planet Smashers. It does work on the game drive. The sound is driving me crazy this morning, but I do love that game. And basically, I've yet to encounter really anything. Like, I had the Concerto cart for a long time, and a lot of games that would not work on there is like the, what's his name? I can't think of it now. A lot of the, I guess, the Franco Dragon stuff, those homebrews, would not work on there. Hey, Ramey, glad to see you. We're going to get ready to do a giveaway. So while we were playing, anybody who left Jake Prayett with a $5 super sticker, is that what it is? Well, thank you so much. Absolutely, greatly appreciated. Always appreciated, never expected. Thank you so much, Jake, for your support. I can't leave a heart on it for some reason like I can with other things. That's weird. But yes, thank you so much, Jake. That is awesome. So yeah, anybody who has left a message, so let's put something on here. Let me put something on in the background while what do we want to put on in the background here? Why not stay in the helicopter where it's safe? I mean, that's just cheating, ain't it? I was going to put something up, and I can't seem to remember what it was called that would play while I went ahead and did this. UN Squadron, awesome. So maybe let me find the first thing that looks... Nope, I hit the wrong button. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Anyway. We'll put up a nice picture of Gollum while 86 sprites move around on the screen. Yes, Ramey, so anybody who has talked in the chat is now going to be entered into a giveaway. Now let me see if I can put this on the screen so everybody knows who is entered and for how much here. So, for how much? No, for what spot you're in. So let me see if I can add this. We'll add in, this would be a window capture, right? I think. WordPad document. Okay. So, This is going to take a teeny bit of time, guys, the way we're going to do this, but I want to make sure we do it absolutely fair so you guys all know that everybody has the same chance. So we got Papa Brad's Gaming Library. Number 1 will be the first person who chatted here. So Pierre, you are number 1. All right, Pierre. Number 2 is, we won't have this many people. Tim, then me All Stars, then Obsidian. So Tim, oops. Me All Stars, Obsidian, Contraption. Remember, 86 sprites moving in this demo here. Then we had DF, Jolt, and Prime-1. So, DF, Jolt, Prime-1. Then we had Derek, Crypto, and Thomas. So Derek, our good friend Crypto Coffee. I already said who else I said. Thomas. Then we had Lucci, Sandra Namath, and Human Blaze the Cat. So, oops. Lucci, Sandra Namath, and then Human Blaze the Cat. I don't think there's too many more chatters beyond that, but let me make sure I get everybody in here. Of course, Driller Joe, Mr. Shua, Jake Pryett, who graciously donated to the stream. Thank you so much. Who do I say? Mr. Shua. I know it was Jake Pryett. Sorry if I'm misspelling your name, but spelling isn't important. Driller Joe, that's who. Sorry, Driller. My memory, she ain't what she used to be, that's for sure. Again, all this is for a drawing for a factory sealed copy of Winter Games for the 7800. Chaz B, RetroSys. Chaz B, RetroSys, and Ramey, it looks like. So Chaz B, RetroSys, and our good friend Ramey Butler. Ramey the Butler. Ramey. You misspelled my name. It's DF. Oops. Oh well. And Papa Brad's Gaming Live is in here too. So I think that was the last one. Okay, so Papa Brad's Gaming Live is number 20. Papa Brad's Gaming Live. Okay. And I think we got everybody now. So now... Yeah, audio delay, yeah. Double check I didn't miss anybody. If I missed you, speak now. You have about 30 seconds to speak up or forever hold your peace. Good luck, gamers. That Commando game looks cool. I'm still growing my 7800 collection. I have not come across that cart yet. Yeah, that's one, especially if you're trying to find things locally. That's a hard one to find. Absolutely it is. Dogs are so excited they're pooping. Oh my goodness. My dogs are probably pooping too, to be honest. Oh, Fractory sealed. They're even rarer. Yeah, the Fractory. So this is sealed from the Fractory, guys. Wait. Oh, I forgot to take down the thing. So this is Fractory sealed with the hang tab. So Factory sealed, never opened, never played. Just got it from Video 61 Atari sales as part of the video that I released last Thursday, all about collecting games for the Atari 7800. So, with that said, we are now going to spin the wheel of winners, but I think I gotta set that up really fast. Why can't I see my mouse? Okay. I cannot see my mouse for some reason. Oh, this is going so great. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on here. I think I got it. So we got the wheel with numbers 1 through 20 going here. And we will now give away the prize. So again, just so you guys know your spots, we have, and this is in the order of chatting: Pierre, Tim, Me All Stars, Obsidian Contraption, D.F, Joel, Prime 1, Derek Dash, Crypto Coffee, Thomas, Lucci, Sandra Namath, Human Blaze the Cat, Mr. Shua, Driller Joe, Jake Pryett, Chaz B, Retro Sis, Ramey, and finally Papa Brad's Gaming Live. Okay. Now, yeah, it might not stop like it did last time. So here we go, guys. Good luck to everybody who has entered for the factory sealed copy. This is for all the marbles, no practice spins. This is it. Good luck, everybody, and here we go. Spin that wheel. The winner is number 2. Number 2, that is Tim. Oh, this is going to go to Japan, ain't it? Tim, are you in? I always kind of wondered where you were located. So, Tim, with all the characters, the Japanese, Chinese, I'm sorry for my ignorance, characters in front of your name, you are the winner of the brand new factory sealed copy of Winter Games. I will ship it to you. I will pay all the fees, everything we need. There you go, guys. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Again, I wanted to make sure this went to people who actually wanted to watch the stream, what have you. But yeah, Tim Packard, our good friend Tim, has won. So Tim, get with me after the stream here. I don't think I've seen you comment for a while. I hope you're still in here. If not, I'll find a way to reach you. I always find a way to reach you guys. And we will make sure we get that to you. With that, guys, I think we'll wrap it up here because I do have some stuff I got to take care of here locally. But I think we're going to do another stream tomorrow night here on the channel. And I think we will stream maybe something on the Atari VCS. You're fixing to stream. Are you going to stream, Ramey? If you are, I'll watch it. So thanks a lot, guys, for popping in with us, having some good times. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTube stuff. Check out the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, I always leave it in the description of every video. Nope. Unfortunately, you did not win Obsidian. But I think we're going to stream something for the VCS tomorrow night, probably around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, check out the Patreon if you are so inclined. Support the Atari Network. Thank you guys so much. You guys rock. It's always a ton of fun to stream for you. And with that, let me close some windows here before I do the outro, because I got to make sure I do the outro right. I always get cut off and you guys can't hear the message, which I am so sorry for. But this time, let's make sure you hear it. Guys, thank you so much for being in here. And don't forget to always